Hello, welcome back to the Talking Nerds, the nerds that talk, the march of the nerds,
The Ides of Nerds.
the Ides of Nerds. I feel like every week just gets sadder and sadder with current state of nerdom, because we got a lot of news this week and not a lot of good news. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of coasting at this point, hoping something catches, something good. But
Yeah.
I did hear that Daredevil might get better now because the showrunner actually, at this point onward, this episode tonight onward, changed.
Really?
And
I didn't hear that.
people who had already seen the stuff said it's actually really good. So I don't know. I don't know who to trust, because people who I do trust were like, this is really great. And I'm like, it's not though. So this is a very dividing show, it appears.
Yeah. I actually think it got worse. It's gotten
Oh my
worse.
gosh. Episode 5, we'll talk about it later, but that's like such a classic story, like easy to do, and they screwed it up so badly. It was probably the cringiest episode I think so far. The bank episode.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Even Matt was bad in that episode.
I thought this show was just gonna kind of coast in a mediocre fashion for the whole season, and we'd look back at it and be like, well, it might have done a little damage to his character, but all things considered, it's not that bad. But it's gone downhill.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say too damaging, but it's just
Sure.
it's just not good, and it's just more slop, Disney slop.
It is.
It's definitely not She-Hulk. It's definitely not Secret Invasion. It's not woke. It's just stupid. Although I would say there's parts that are kind of not woke, but like modern day, like the girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, right.
But it feels like, I'll just say this. It feels like everybody knows that he's Daredevil and expects him to be Daredevil. And it's like, if you don't know that, he's just a blind defense lawyer.
Right.
That's all he is.
It's like, why are you giving this blind guy such a hard time?
Such a hard time. Okay. Don't do anything. I'm sorry. Who am I talking to right now?
Right. Yeah.
He's not even a prosecutor. He's a freaking defense attorney.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that. What have you been up to? Anything new?
I finally finished Invincible season 3.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty good. Besides everything that we've talked about how it's gone so quick, it sped up, and
Yes.
the storylines went so quick, like the Invincible War,
War.
but Conquest was amazing. And I had forgotten for like the first half of that episode that it was
Jeffrey Dean Morgan or whatever his
yeah.
name is. Yeah.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, as soon as I realized it was him, it made his character even better in my mind. Like, he was pretty awesome, and just some of the things he's saying to taunt Invincible was, like, amazing. Just like, "You're my little plaything, and I'm just getting warmed up," and
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
little heart, the blood heart. I was like, that was weird.
Oh,
That's not
sure.
in the comics. I don't know what that was about. I was kind of like, oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it as just like, wow, this guy is a psycho, and he's also, he talked about like how none of the other Viltrumites like him, so
Yeah.
he doesn't really socialize, I guess.
This is his life, getting pleasure out of killing
Yeah.
Genocide, I guess.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
thought it was a good ending.
he comes back. They have a second
Of
match
course.
later on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I was seeing some stuff about from the comics. People were kinda spoiling things from the comics, which is fine. I mean, they're already
yeah.
out there, so
One thing they didn't do is when Eve regenerates, kind of,
Mhm.
her boobs get bigger in the comics. They did not do that in the show.
Oh, man.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
well oh, darn.
I guess it's not 2005 anymore. Um, did I adjust my chair? I look shorter today. No. Same height, always is. I might be slouching today. I am a little tired, so my body's just um anyways, nice.
Yeah, so did that, obviously caught up on Daredevil finally, and I guess that's about it for nerdum stuff. Just recording more episodes, trying to get episodes recorded ahead of time for our whiskey podcast, just because I'll be out of commission here. But I'm getting so freaking fed up with recording technology. It pisses me off and it just messes me. It'll be fine one moment and then the next, your
Takes
voice
you
is
out of it.
screwed up. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
whatever.
They don't make it easy. Huh, cool.
Yeah.
I finished Solo Leveling season 2, so it's all out now. And found out that first off, they weren't gonna make a season 3 at all. I'm like, what?
Hmm.
Which, if you've seen the show, it's super bizarre to decide that because, well,
Where it ends, you're saying? Like how it ends
yeah.
off?
I was gonna say so basically, they I would say everything up to this point has kind of been a preamble to him getting his powers, essentially.
Uh,
His
abilities?
no, I can't really say much without spoiling it. But anyways, a lot of kind of where it ends is kind of like it feels like it's kind of been an origin story for him up to this point. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I guess I should say this. Up to this point, it's mostly been not so much world building. There's been world building, but it's mostly been about him turning into who he is today. Basically, it's been all about him and focused on him primarily. There's other characters, and they explain the world a lot, but they don't really get into many other plot points other than him.
Hmm.
At the end of this season, though, they develop like 3 different plot lines
Hmm.
for future story. So this would be the worst time to stop the show. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot more manga, obviously. Well, I guess they're webtoons. It's not Japanese, it's Korean. So there's Korean webtoons it's based off of. But the creators of this show are also the same studio that created the Fate Zero animes, if you know what those are, which are popular. So they're focusing on those, but they did announce, I think, yesterday or the day before that, I believe it was yesterday, that there will be at the very earliest 2028 is a season 3
Hmm.
possibility. Might be
That's a
30 years
long
old.
time ago.
Yeah. So
Or a long time away, I mean. Yeah. Wow.
right. So that really blows, considering this is like top 3 anime for me. But
Hmm.
what you
Yeah,
gonna do?
honestly, I'm in a way, I'm so happy I got to do what I did with,
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Yeah, I didn't have to wait at all. I could just binge all the way through. So
Yeah.
if you ever give me a hard time for not watching anime, what I'm doing is really just waiting for it all to
Right.
come out.
Of course. Well, hey, you can do that with My Hero Academia now because the last season is coming out this year. So,
Mm.
yeah, that's kind of. I mean, I haven't really experienced that too much other than, I mean, Demon Slayer comes out pretty much yearly,
Mm.
so I don't really have to wait too long for that. One Punch Man, the last season, I don't even know when it came out, but I watched the first 2 seasons back to back in 2022 or no, 2021. It was 2021. So or no, wait, actually, it was 2022, I think. So it's been several years since I watched that, and they're finally, uh, laun I think, at least, they really haven't definitively set the release date, but the season 3 is either gonna be late 2025 or early 2026. So, um, yeah. So I have had to wait a long time for that, and I'm probably gonna have to rewatch the first 2 seasons because I barely remember it, but,
Hmm.
Yeah.
And One Piece is supposed to come out late this year, right? The 2nd season for
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, the live action Netflix show is coming out
right,
this
live
year.
action. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if you count that as anime really, but
no, because the actual anime is still
right.
coming out.
The
The
based
new
on
seasons are still
anime.
coming out of that, so,
Yeah.
um, but yeah. So, I watched Solo Leveling, I watched, To My Hero, got back into that. I'm, like, halfway through season 3 or 4? I think 3 I'm still in. So I only watched a few episodes. Other than that, Stellar Blade, still going on that. The bosses are just annoying sometimes. Um, I don't know. It's a fun game, but it's not anything. It doesn't blow me away in any way. At this point, I'm enjoying it, but I'm kind of just trying to get through it now, which is never a good sign.
Mm.
Uh, but I like it. It's just not as good as other. I wouldn't even. It's not even really Souls like too. It's got some Souls mechanics, but I guess it's an action RPG in some way.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
because I
yeah,
guess once you start trying to just get through it, you're like, "Why am I even playing this? When I could be enjoying something else?"
I know. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm probably 15 hours in or so by now. I'm like, ugh. I got 24 hours into Starfield before I stopped. I don't know why I went that far. I think I was trying to find certain weapons, but it took so long to get through that game. The loading screens took forever.
Hmm.
I hated that game. Um, but yeah, other than that, I really haven't done much else. Watched some more Psych recently with Gracie.
Oh, nice.
We're almost done with season 2. Slowly, I was like, we gotta finish this year. We've been on the first 2 seasons for so long now. We gotta actually get through this. So
Lauren and I watched through it once, and then we started it a second time, and when we got about halfway through, I think we got into season 4 and just dropped off and never went back, but I kinda wanna go back. It's
it
such
gets
a good
better.
show.
I mean, it's every season's good, but I think it really picks up at like season 6, if I remember.
Yeah.
Those last few seasons are great.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it really, I feel like I haven't been doing much, but it's because Stellar Blade's taken or I'm like stuck in certain parts of Stellar Blade, and I've been watching a lot of anime, but it really doesn't feel like I've been doing much. Um, but anyways, speaking of spending forever on something, uh, Marvel released a 5-hour. They had a 5-hour live stream last week for chairs with names on them.
Wow.
So they basically showed the I wouldn't even, it's not even the full cast for Avengers Doomsday, but a lot of the cast of Avengers Doomsday. To be honest, a lot of them I don't even recognize. I had to look them up. Uh, only only some of them are really like legacy
Hmm.
characters. A lot of them is just all the dumb side characters from all the new stuff.
But
Um,
they're the new main ones now, so
yeah, I mean, a lot of people were complaining there's a lack of women in this list. There's not that many women. And I'm like, who freaking cares? It's a live stream of chairs. That's what you're complaining about.
yeah.
But we're not gonna play with the music because it's copyright.
This still confuses me that, like, mentally, I'm like, what, an Avengers movie? Because it doesn't feel like we've had any build up to something that deserves an Avengers movie.
Exactly. Yeah, there's been no build up to something like this. There's been no through lines for for phases 4 and 5. Um, there's no culmination because really we have no idea what's actually going on. Because there's been kind of a lot of soft retcons throughout the entire 2 phases.
Mhm.
Chris Hemsworth said he was done, and apparently he's back. Um, so I don't know. There's also a bunch of characters that haven't been announced on this list. But yeah, we'll kind of go through this. So Vanessa Kirby obviously is Invisible Woman, Sue Storm.
One
We
woman.
got Captain
Another
Black
woman.
America. Yeah. Sebastian Stan. We got our
Letitia.
favorite version of Black Panther. Black Panther. Um, Paul Rudd, of
Gotta have
course.
Paul Rudd.
The
Wyatt
real
Russell.
Captain America. Wyatt Russell.
Forgot about him.
Oh, don't worry. Thunderbolts is coming out soon. I think this is Namor.
Namor. Or is
He's
it, the Sparrow guy?
no.
Oh, okay.
I think this is Namor. Tenoch. I have a picture too with all these guys on it so that we can look at after this. But yes, it is. Yep, it's Namor.
Hmm.
So we got Namor. This is Ibambe. Ibambe.
Oh, yeah.
Ibambe dude. I couldn't
His
tell you
name
what
is
his.
literally Iban, and he says Ibanbe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Uh, hit the nail on the head with that one. I don't actually know his character name though.
Umbaku,
Um,
maybe? I don't know. That's
the highly successful star of the highly successful Marvel movie Shang-Chi, Simu Lee,
uh,
who of
yeah.
course is famous for his work as a stock image model.
And that we totally forgot about because we haven't seen his character since his movie.
Yeah, not to mention who cares about Shang-Chi?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, who cares?
Yeah. um, Florence Pugh.
Pew!
So we got three women now at this point.
Nice,
Kelsey
there we go.
Grammer, who of course. So this is the point where we're getting some OG X-Men. So we
Mm.
got Kelsey Grammer, the Beast. We got Lewis Pullman, who I believe is I want to say Nightcrawler.
Hmm.
Or no, sorry. He's he's Sentry in the Thunderbolts.
Oh.
I guess he survives
Hmm.
because he's in
Okay.
this. Danny Ramirez,
Oh, he
that
might
is the
be.
new Falcon.
Yeah, right.
For some reason, he's in this. Joseph Quinn, the Human Torch. David Harbour, our favorite character from the MCU. Fat Captain Russia.
Mhm.
Winston. Oh wait, no, Winston Duke. Sorry, we're not racist. I just didn't know the name. Winston Duke is a Bombay guy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who the other guy is. Ivan. That guy's white.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
thing. He's the thing.
Right. He's actually really cool. I like him as an actor,
Yeah, I've
actually.
heard he's a good actor. Unlike
Yeah.
Winston Duke, he's really cool.
No, this guy is cool.
Yeah, so he's the thing. Winston Duke, we got Hannah John Kamen. I believe that's Ghost. Your favorite
Oh,
female character in the MCU.
right, yeah.
Ghost. Tom Hiddleston, of course. We're gonna get more Loki.
Why though?
Just let him die.
Yeah, just let him sit there. Why
Let him sit on his throne of
why does he
threads.
how can he even move? I thought he was stuck there.
I know. I don't know.
He's gonna wave his hands and do something to keep it in place.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart, huh?
Well, I mean, he technically could copy himself, right? So,
I guess that's true.
Patrick Stewart, Ian McClellan. Oddly, we're going with the older X-Men, not the newer ones, which is, I mean,
Yeah, what's his name?
I guess. I mean, I barely remember. I got to rewatch the X-Men movies, quite frankly. But I thought they died, or their story ended after Days of Future Past, right? Isn't that
they
what happened?
reset it.
Again,
Yeah, they reset it. I mean, they did die, but then I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that. I don't
not
know
to
if they.
mention. Well, I guess it's multiverse, so never mind.
Yeah,
Whatever,
okay.
mumbo jumbo, timey wimey,
Oh
woobly
yeah, that's
bubbly.
James McAvoy. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, James McAvoy and frick, what's the other guy's name?
Not Erlander or
Michael Fassbender.
Fassbender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Alan Cumming. I believe that is Nightcrawler. I want to say. Yes, that is correct. He is Nightcrawler. We got Rebecca Ramjan, who is Mystique, the original Mystique.
Oh, yeah.
James Marsden, who's
So again, they're using the older one, so that's interesting.
Yep. Cyborg. Channing Tatum. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Can't wait to see him in his purple tights again. Pedro Pascal.
There he is. Wow, I'm surprised he's so low on the list.
No, he's high on the list because the higher billings are over here.
Oh.
Because, of course, the last one is Mr. Doomsday himself. Robert Downey Jr.
See, he's still doing the Iron Man thing though, you know, like kind of like I don't know.
He's like, man, that face was like, ugh, look what they have to do. They got to bring me back to save this piece of junk.
Dang, he's looking old and skinny.
He's 60 years old. Yeah, he should not be doing this anymore. He should not be a superhero anymore.
No. It's gonna pull a muscle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why this is exciting. I certainly don't know why they thought a 5-hour live stream was going to be exciting.
I mean, think of how exciting this could have been. You know, I mean,
oh yeah,
just to see that title there does
especially
bring
right before a Fantastic Four movie too.
Right. Yeah.
It would have been awesome back in the day.
Gosh,
this would have been super hype. Yeah, this is Copium. Where's Spider-Man? Well, we'll get to that in a second.
This is how they should have dropped the Epstein list. That's funny.
Yes. Okay.
Wouldn't be surprised if part of that is the Epstein list.
So here's the official cast again. Reported Chris Evans, Captain America, because you Can't just have Anthony Mackie. We got to save this and bring in all our big guns.
Mhm.
Doctor Strange, of course.
Yeah, that
The
doesn't why would he not
Sorcerer's
be in the
Supreme.
official cast? That doesn't make sense. I thought he was supposed to be, like, the new leader of the Avengers or something.
I mean, I guess this is just. I mean, again, you never announce production like this. You do a teaser or you show concept art. Production. This is like so like. Please, this is so desperate, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's still early on. They don't have everybody, so they're just trying to get you hyped up for it.
Mm.
Spider-Man, and for some reason they can't let go of Captain Carter. She's got to be in absolutely everything now. So we're gonna have the real Captain America and 3 other variants of Captain America
Yeah.
in this movie.
It's to showcase America's diversity.
Right. She's Britain though. She's Captain
Oh,
Britain. So.
right. So, yeah, it's to show that we're better than Britain.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. This is a lot of people. And a lot of big people too. Obviously, bringing in the biggest X-Men. Obviously, we also don't see Deadpool and Wolverine on this list. I'm sure they're going to be in it.
Yeah,
I mean, they got to be in it
why is
because
Namor on here? I don't
I
get
don't
that.
know. I don't know. because you had to make use, or you gotta. It's if you don't, those movies were literally they're going nowhere. You got to have some connection, bridge the gap here.
Oh, yeah, where's, the little Ironheart girl, too?
Ironheart, yeah, she's not. I'm sure they'll announce her after that happens.
Mhm.
Daredevil, of course, is not listed here.
Oh, thank goodness She-Hulk's not on here.
She-Hulk is also not on this. So, yeah. Not to mention you got I mean some other X-Men. You got Storm. You got Storm, you got I don't know who else. Jean
Oh, yeah.
Grey,
You also
freaking
have
Phoenix.
right, and, Moon Knight. Where's
Moon
Moon
Knight?
Knight?
Yeah, where the heck's Moon Knight? Yeah, there's a lot. And it all really kind of just goes to show this is too freaking much. So I'm guessing a lot of this will just be a lot of those characters will show up in Secret Wars, but not Doomsday. Maybe I don't know.
Mm.
Because otherwise, like how are you gonna fit this all into like it's gonna be over 3 hours, possibly, or around 3 hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that kind of begs the question. Well, yeah, there's all these other characters you didn't show, but obviously, I mean, Spider-Man, right? He's like your main guy. Where's
Yeah.
he at? Well, that's because Spider-Man's getting a movie next year, and they picked the name Brand New Day. Now, not
It's
only is that a
brand new
lazy
day.
AF name, I'm kind of over these picks for Spider-Man names.
Yeah.
But if you know anything about comics, the infamously worst Spider-Man story in comic books is called Spider-Man. Um, Gosh, I just forgot it. Spider-Man. Holy crap! Why does this happen to me? Spider-Man. Brand New Day frick. Spider-Man. My gosh, it's totally slipping my mind.
One more day?
Worst. One More Day. That's what it is. Duh.
Mm.
Spider-Man One More Day. So, Spider-Man One More Day
Mm.
is infamously the worst story in Spider-Man comics because it is the one that ruined Spider-Man comics. Because in this storyline, Aunt May is dying, and in order to save Peter at this point has everything he wants. He's getting married to, or I think he already has gotten married to Mary Jane, and he's happy. But of course, we can't have that. So Aunt May's dying. In order to save her life. By the way, I think this was like the 4th or 5th time Aunt May has been dying in the comics, and somehow he found a way to save her before. they decided that in order to save her, he would make a deal with Mephisto to save her life, and in exchange for her life, Mephisto gets their marriage, and they forget about each other. It's as if they never met.
Sheesh.
And then she gets married and lives a happy life with some other guy, and Spider-Man gets nothing.
Oh my gosh.
It sucks.
Dude, just why would you give up your marriage to
Well, that
save
was
somebody?
because he made a deal with the devil.
Oh man.
So it was a stupid choice anyways, but they of course just couldn't let Peter be happy. So they ruined everything. So yeah, infamously the worst story, Spider-Man, what's it called again?
One more day.
One More Day. I always forget it. Spider-Man One More
One
Day.
more day.
And Brand New Day is the arc right after One More Day. And it's basically a reboot for Spider-Man. And Mary Jane's not in his life anymore.
I see.
It's like everything. It's like Game of Thrones season 8, kind of, Everything's great. All these characters are, you're happy with all the progression and everything, and then it's stumped, and everything goes back to base, and it's ruined. That's kind of what happened with One More Day, and subsequently Brand New Day, and so it's probably pretty poignant that they named it Brand New Day. I mean, it would be even more poignant if they said One More Day, but I think the point is because everybody forgot who Spider-Man was after the events of No Way Home, because he made, I don't even remember, in order to seal everything, I guess Doctor Strange had to cast the spell that everybody would forget who he was, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that. But yeah, so I mean, it makes sense why you would call it that, but it's also kind of a dig at the fans because
Right.
everybody hates that storyline. So, but yeah, Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out next year, and so it takes place during the same exact during the events of Doomsday, so Spider-Man will be preoccupied. And I guess, it does also make sense that he wouldn't be involved in Doomsday because nobody knows who he is.
True.
They know who Spider-Man is, of course, but they don't know who he is. And of course, we get our favorite star back, Zendaya. She's back as Martha Jones, whatever her name is, not the actual MJ, fake MJ.
If it wasn't for the actors dating in real life, they would probably be able to just scrap her character altogether.
I don't know though, because she's in literally everything.
I don't know.
Now, of course, he was cast in Odyssey along with her, but she's in freaking everything. She's in Dune. She's got her several own projects, movies and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
she's everywhere. I feel like every day there's a new Zendaya announcement. But yeah,
Shrek 5.
and Shrek. There you go. That's another one. Yeah. So, new Spider-Man, Tom Holland gets title at CinemaCon. CinemaCon, of course, is happening this week, last weekend through this coming weekend. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. Destin Daniel Cretton. Wow. Can you only zoom in a lot or a little, huh? That sucks. I guess we'll just do a little.
All right.
Destin Daniel Cretton made his first appearance at CinemaCon. He shared, what the heck? Who's that? What? This is a weird start to the article. He shared stories about his toddler's first words being Spider-Man and how he lost some money at roulette. Is this the director?
I have no idea.
This is the filmmaker. Yeah, he was the filmmaker for Shang-Chi.
Oh. Yep. Okay.
Even better news. I don't know if
it's
that was news. or I just forgot about that, but that
So
is
it's gonna be very
hilarious.
forgettable. No pun intended. You're
Um,
gonna forget.
yeah, he was the director for Shang-Chi, and I guess he's the director for this. Fantastic. An upcoming movie director for Spider-Man was here to chat up with the new title. So every day right now, I'm exploring the next stage of this amazing character with a team of incredible artists of the world. That's a weird way to say that. How to swing, how to create an emotional story, and a ride we haven't seen before. I doubt that.
And sometimes we do
That'd be
wanna see a ride
hilarious.
we've seen before.
That would be hilarious. Not like they could, because One More Day, they didn't do One More Day. Now they're going into a brand new day, but that'd be hilarious if they finally follow the comics and they do the dumbest story, Spider-Man story they could.
That'd be on par or on what do you say? On not on par.
On
Yeah,
brand.
on brand, yeah. Be very on brand
Yeah.
for them.
They tell me it's tradition to tell you something about the film I assume at Comic-Cons that no one knows. We do have a trailer, even though we didn't share anything, joked Cretton. He tossed it to Tom Holland on the screen. Quote, this is from Tom Holland. I know we left you with a massive cliffhanger. This is like a really disjointed article. Then the Peter Parker actor made a slip. Spider-Man Brand New Day would be the new title for the forthcoming installment, coming out July 31st next year. As mentioned, Spider-Man No Way Home, a wild success. It's the 7th highest grossing movie of all time at the global box office with $1.95 billion. And I think the last billion-dollar Marvel film at this point.
Probably. Yeah.
Ended with a seismic shift for the web slinger, with Holland's Parker relinquishing his identity to save the world with the help of previous iterations, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. For the fourth quill, Amy Pascal, we love Amy Pascal, and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige are back as producers, with Zendaya also returning.
Mhm.
Sorry, with Star.
Right. Can't forget
Zendaya. However, despite the switch up following the No Way Home press cycle, which attempted to keep the former Spidey heroes return under wraps, Garfield said he will not revisit the franchise this time. Surprise, surprise. He said he won't be returning. Likely story. You may also like. Okay. Is that it? Wow. That was a short article. So there you go. I guess there's not really much to announce other than the title. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. I
I
mean,
mean,
they kind of surprised us a little bit with No Way Home, so we'll see. But that was with
yeah,
Sony, right?
it's this Shang-Chi guy though.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
I'm
Sony
I
can't put out a good movie, Marvel can't put out a good movie, but when they work together, somehow they put out a decent movie.
Yeah, I mean at the time though, it wasn't the movies weren't that bad. So this was right after. You know what? And I didn't realize it, but I was looking back through the list of movies. Far From Home came out after Endgame.
Far
And I
From
totally
Home
forgot that.
or No Way
Yeah,
Home?
Far From Home both did.
Really?
Because Tony was dead in Far From Home because he inherited all Tony's tech and Mysterio got
Right.
a hold of it.
Forgot
And there
about
was the
that.
dead Tony zombie that was, that rose and all that from the.
Right.
So yeah, that came out after Endgame. That
Hmm.
movie, that was okay. It was a step down, but
Yeah.
No Way Home was pretty good. So, but yeah, after that, it was really well, actually, now I think about it, No Way Home was 2021, and
2018 was
the end of
Endgame.
2021, and so there was actually a lot of sludge in between Far From Home and No Way Home. So I guess it really was things started going downhill. Because of course we got the only other movie I think at that point we got. Oh no, we got as for shows we got WandaVision, we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we got Moon Knight. We got 3 shows in the matter of like 3 months. Then we got Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
Then we got Eternals. And I think that's it. And then we finally got No Way Home. There were 3 shows and 3 movies that year.
Well, this was
unless I'm missing something else.
Far From Home, Shang-Chi, and Eternals between Endgame and No Way Home.
Shang-Chi also came out in 2021?
I don't know what date. It doesn't have a date, but yeah, it says in release order.
Yeah,
oh wait,
it was
here's 2021. Yeah. Oh no, I'm
so
sorry.
we had 4 movies that year and 3 shows.
Yeah, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and No Way Home. Black Widow.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. I was wrong. We got Loki and Hawkeye and What If. Holy crap, we got a lot that year. A lot of that was really when it was just like the diarrhea spewing out of the sewer pipe. It's like, stop. Make it end.
No more.
So yeah, I guess it really was. That was like, oh man, this year sucked. And
it was the eye of the storm. It was like we were just pelted with hurricane. We got a momentary.
Yeah, then we got No Way Home.
Lift.
Then we got more crap after No Way Home, and then Spider-Man or Doctor Strange Mom came out, and I was like, please, I would be waiting for something good. And then that movie happened, and it's like, well, this is it. This is just it now. Because it's all over now.
Love and Thunder, which just went down.
Love and Thunder and everything else after that. Yeah. No Way Home really kind of sealed the deal for me. That was like, or not No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness. I was like, it's over now. It's Jover. And everyone we saw it with was like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, really? Are we watching the same movie right now? I think this is crap.
Yeah,
I won't say. Here, but...
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that was bad. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sure this is gonna be trash, but the name alone is certainly enough to anger fans. That's for sure. I haven't read One More Day, and I'm planning on keeping it that way. I may eventually read it just out of curiosity, but I don't really want to. So I'm gonna probably keep it that way. All right, so on to the next controversy. So House of the Dragon officially started season 3. Yay!
House of the Dragon is back in production. Here we are on day 1 of season 3. Action.
So there you go. Quick little clip from Rhaenyra, I mean, herself, and we're back into House of the Dragon season 3. But a little bomb dropped with George R.R. Martin, our favorite procrastinator. House of the Dragon showrunner, who is Ryan Kindell, addresses George R.R. Martin criticisms. Says Game of Thrones author became unwilling to acknowledge the practical issues at hand in a reasonable way. All right, well, what does this mean? Let's see where this goes. Sorry about that. Okay, House of the Dragon showrunner Ryan Condell has called Game of Thrones author George R. R. Martin's criticism of the series' second season disappointing, following remarks the author published last year. That is the interesting thing, and I'm sure he's going to get into it here. Okay, yeah. So drama in the Game of Thrones world began when Martin promised to dive into everything that's gone wrong with House of the Dragon in August of 2024. It's a promise he kept going on to call out plot elements related to Aegon and Helena's children as he expressed concern for how future seasons of the show might play out. The post was eventually removed from the author's website without explanation, but not before thousands of fans and HBO caught wind of the grievances it presented. So this is interesting, and I'm sure Condell will talk about it, but he paused a lot of things. Now, he's obviously a very lazy, fat man, and he doesn't want to do anything, truly. He just wants to kind of be famous and sit back and do nothing. Well, really, sorry, he wants to make an Elden Ring movie and Elden Ring 2, which apparently is in the works. I don't really know why we need an Elden Ring movie, but anyways, so he's neglecting his own work, and really it was so that he could write Fire and Blood and then be very active in the production of House of the Dragon. And Ryan Condell has been very vocal about asking for Martin's support, and he makes sure that he's very involved in the creation of the show for the accuracy of it. And of course, it's been pretty good in terms of that. In fact, it's actually been better, and George R. R. Martin himself has said it's been better. But of course, he has to complain about everything. So now Condell has shared updated thoughts regarding Martin's misgivings during a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly. First and foremost, it appears it's the strained relationship with the Game of Thrones creator that stings for the showrunner the most. It was disappointing, he explained. I will simply say I've been a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire for almost 25 years now, and working on the show has been truly one of the great privileges of not only my career as a writer, but my life as a fan of science fiction and fantasy. George himself is a monument, a literary icon, in addition to a personal hero of mine, and was heavily influential on me coming up as a writer. This is kind of like what what's the guy from Star Wars? What's his name again?
George Lucas.
Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni. This is kind of like what Dave Filoni was to, or I guess George Lucas was to Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
And so Ryan Condell was he's very good at writing, and he loves Game of Thrones. So it's not so much worrisome. I would say that, if George was to not be involved, it's not like Game of Thrones, DB Weiss and whatever the other guys, D&D, I guess that was their nicknames. But I guess it'll probably get into it a little bit more. But Condell acknowledged it may be unfortunate for Martin and fans when House of Dragon doesn't play out quite like its source material, Fire and Blood. To be fair, again, fans of the book and George himself have said it's actually much better than the book, because I think the book is like a kind of like it's kind of like a transcript, I guess. It's from differing viewpoints, and you're not really sure whose viewpoint is correct. It's kind of like a journal, I guess, more than anything else. And so the way it plays out in the show is a lot more like a true telling of the events, However, he explained that the process of adapting beloved books for small screens can result in complicated situations. It's this incomplete history, and it requires a lot of joining of the dots and a lot of invention as you go along the way, he added. I will simply say I made every effort to include George in the adaptation process. I really did, over years and years, and we really enjoyed a mutually fruitful, I thought, really strong collaboration for a long time. But at some point, as we got deeper down the road, he just became unwilling to acknowledge the practical issues at hand in a reasonable way. Condell continued elaborating on where roadblocks occurred, and I think as a showrunner, I have to keep my practical producer hat on and my creative writer, lover of the material hat on at the same time. At the end of the day, I just have to keep marching not only the writing process forward, but also the practical parts of the process forward for the sake of the crew, the cast, and for HBO, because that's my job. So I can only hope that George and I can rediscover that harmony someday. The House of Dragon lead added that every creative decision takes many months, if not years, to finalize, and everything goes through him before it hits screens. He said that the goal is to not only make a show for Game of Thrones readers, but a massive television audience too. While HBO's relationship with Martin has taken a few hits over the years, the two have many more collaborations in the pipelines. Although a few projects have been shelved since Game of Thrones first took off, audiences can at least expect to see the network collaborate with the famed fantasy author on projects like Another Seven Kingdoms, which comes out this summer. And if we're lucky, another Targaryen spinoff, which I think would be probably the Aegon the Conqueror's first conquering of Westeros. In fact, the former is one series that Martin is already calling a faithful adaptation. Meanwhile, House of the Dragon took to the skies to begin production on season 3. It will follow a successful second season, which gave this is IGN 7 out of 10. So, there's he's criticizing House of the Dragon. It seems like all this guy can do is criticize, to be honest, which is very hypocritical coming from a guy who can't freaking complete his own work.
It's a very confusing article, not necessarily like I feel kind of like in a way like Condell feels like I don't really know why there's an issue or like what is the issue here.
Yeah, I mean, he took it down, so I didn't really see what he actually said. I guess maybe this was it.
I don't know.
Thirsty here? Meet Aussie. It's giving moisture.
Shut up. It's giving moisture. Yeah, I don't know what the complaints were in particular. I'm totally fine with
A Man in Fire and Blood.
I guess it's probably I was expecting some interviews in here. I'm totally obviously he has every right to come to have criticisms, but I find his complaints to be quite just boring complaints that are just very politically driven and not necessarily anything productive. Out of any creator out there, he's just kind of that way. Now he's a genius writer, obviously, so he has every right to be that way, and it's his work. But I don't find he was in charge of Game of Thrones season 8. He could have made things better, and he didn't. So, a lot of the error issues with Game of Thrones are his fault, truly. So I don't know. There's obviously, it's not like there isn't source material here, so they can finish the rest of House of Dragon using the book. And I think Ryan Kendall did a really great job of kind of keeping to the source material, but reworking it in a better way for the live action. So I'm not really worried necessarily, but it could affect it. Who knows? But it sounds like there's a big falling out, and George, they're really unsure what the relationship will be going forward. So we'll see. But we at least got Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming out. That should be good. All right. So again, CinemaCon, I said this earlier, is this week. So we did get some a film slate for 2026. What's kind of the first impression as you look at this list?
Disney remakes, Disney Marvel, Disney
sequels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, is this all supposed to be Disney?
No. So we got the
Okay.
Odyssey in there. So
Okay,
I guess
okay.
we'll just go through the list. So we got Avengers Doomsday, of course, Disney Pixar, Hoppers.
Hoppers? What the heck is that?
Don't know what that is.
Hmm.
Speaking of Pixar, I've heard they're next on the chopping block for live action remakes. So looking forward to the Uncanny Valley Toy Story live action remake or
Yeah,
Cars.
or oh gosh, or like Bug's Life. Just imagine all these real bugs just
Well, Bugs Life, I mean that'll be like freaking Lion King, right? Or the abomination that was Flounder in the Little Mermaid remake.
yeah. Finding Nemo live action.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean that would just be Flounder, yeah. That would be the exact dead eye fish. That's the main character, your main character, you know.
Right, yeah.
These things are meant to be animated because
Right.
animation creates better emotion on personified characters, you know.
Especially animals. Like animals are
Right.
not like they don't have the emotions and everything like people do. So you can't
Exactly. You can
create a live
do a
action.
lot more with animation than you can with live action. And I'm so sick and tired of the whole trope that animation is for kids.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
one thing I could see is interesting, though I can see how they can also mess it up, but like a live action Wreck-It Ralph, do we need that? No.
that was also that was rumored as well. Yeah.
But I could see that being more interesting than some others.
Yeah, but I mean, let's see. Wally, that's problematic.
Yeah.
Cars would be Uncanny Valley. Toy Story, definitely Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, really weird.
Ratatouille, you got the same issue as Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that would work a little bit better
maybe.
because
But
you do have humans in that, I guess. I don't know. Just leave it alone, guys.
yeah.
Everybody's just waiting for the next thing, and they're just twiddling their thumbs in the meantime. So I don't know. Hoppers, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Spider-Man, I guess they called it Spider-Man 4 at the time, but Spider-Man Brand New Day. Moana 3, I guess, is happening.
All right.
Masters of the Universe. That's gonna be horrible, I bet. Because
gosh.
He-Man is problematic. He's too macho.
True.
That's why Amazon, and we'll talk about this in a bit with the new news from Amazon, but Amazon freaking Jennifer Salke, who just got let go, didn't want to do He-Man or Conan, a Conan series, which would have been your next Game of Thrones. I mean, can you imagine a sword and sorcery like style TV show like Game of Thrones? Holy crap, that would have been awesome. But they didn't want to do it because it's too toxic masculinity. It's too much toxic masculinity with Conan. Not enough women, so that got sacked, that idea. By Jennifer Salke.
That sucks. So, really quick on the Hoppers thing, the description of the movie is, "What if you could talk to animals and understand what they're saying?" In Disney's Hoppers, scientists have discovered how to, quote, "hop human consciousness into lifelike robotic animals, allowing people to communicate with animals as animals."
Sounds retarded to me. No offense, but that sounds like some comedy gobbledygook.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
an
interesting take, but I don't know.
I guess I can't really picture it unless I see a trailer, but
if it's anything like Inside Out, then maybe it could be good. Because Inside Out was clever. I liked what they did with that, but
yeah,
who knows?
I don't know. We'll see. Scream 7, another remake or a sequel, I mean. Street Fighter, just another live action adaptation of another video game. Mario 2. could be good, but another
Could be good.
sequel.
Right.
The Odyssey, which the more and more I hear about this, the worse it gets.
That's
Just the
unfortunate.
costumes alone look
Oh yeah.
horrible. And of course we have Zendaya playing Athena in it. And a whole colorful cast of diverse characters. Shrek 5, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Speaking of Zendaya,
Oh yes. Wait. Oh yes. Yeah, Shrek 5.
Shrek 5.
Hunger Games. So I heard this was literally just written, and I think I've seen this book
Oh yeah.
in stores. Hunger Game. I can't even read that.
Sunrise on the
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Reaping. Yeah.
I pretty sure this is like
Is it another prequel?
it is another prequel. It's what's
President Snow.
No. That was the last one.
Yeah. Which I didn't see. Did you see that?
Heyman? Is that the
Oh,
character?
Hamish.
Hamish.
I think
this is his Hunger Games.
Got it.
I
Got it.
believe.
Interesting.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
Right. I know. Yeah, I never saw the President Snow.
I saw Rachel Zegler was in it, so I was like, nope.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Huh.
I refuse. Jumanji 2, 3? I think that's 3.
Must be 3. There was already 2.
Well, okay, hold on. That says Jumanji 2 though. Unless the I is part of the 3.
The I is probably part of the 3.
Wait, hold on.
Like Scream.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Jumanji. Mandalorian and Grogu. I guess it's actually happening.
Sorry, really quick. On Jumanji, what the heck are they gonna do that they haven't already done? It was already weird that they got sucked in a second time. What are they gonna do a third time?
I don't know.
What?
No idea. Second one was horrible.
Jumanji, No Way Home.
Jumanji, No Way Home. Yeah. The only good part about those is Karen Gillan. Yeah, that's about it.
Which was the most controversial thing.
Yeah. Jack Black sucks. Dwayne Johnson sucks. Even Kevin Hart.
That movie literally has all of those types of characters.
Yes. They only need to add Gal Gadot in it and
Will Ferrell.
Sure. Throw him in there too. Mega Minions. I guarantee Mom will want to go see that, but I don't want to go see that. I'm so sick and tired of Minions. Why are Minions still a thing? That should have died out a long time ago. Clayface. I'm pretty sure that's the Matt Reeves universe. I like that they have the BTAS artwork there with the BTAS font. That's nice. Which reminds me, I got to get the Penguin on 4K disc. Season 1 on 4K. Yeah, I mean that could be good. Maybe.
Unless it's another Morbius or
we'll see.
Yeah. Or whatever what was that Aaron Taylor Johnson one that nobody saw?
Oh, Craven.
Yeah, Craven.
I mean, it's not Sony though. It's
right, but it's an anti-hero type of deal.
Yeah, but Penguin worked.
True.
I don't know. To be fair, you never know with Warner Brothers. They are the dumbest company on earth. They misuse all of their properties, and they got the best properties out of anybody else easily.
Yeah.
They got DC. They got Harry Potter. They got Fast and Furious, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a bunch of. Oh, I think Jurassic. No, that's Universal. No, yeah, Jurassic Park. I think that's Warner Brothers as well. Warner
It is.
Brothers. Warner Bros.
Well, it is Universal, but does Warner Brothers own Universal?
Oh, they got Hanna-Barbera. So like Scooby-Doo and all those characters. They got Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry. Mad Max. Middle Earth, like the Lord of the Rings movies. That is technically still under them.
The Monster versus
Tarzan.
So like all the the Godzilla and the King Kongs.
Willy Wonka. Yeah, they got a lot. Yeah, you're right. Godzilla. Yeah, all the Monster Universe, the Dark Universe, all the old Universal characters, Dracula, all of that. Warner Bros. Should be literally the most successful entertainment company on earth with all they got, but they're not.
Yeah.
And they'll be bought out by Disney one day, probably. So we'll see. Ice Age 6.
Didn't see the last two.
To be honest, I thought there were more than 6 Ice Ages at this point. So
I thought so too.
That is sort of surprising to me. But okay.
Yeah, I remember the third one was with the dinosaurs, and then after that, I don't remember.
Yeah. That is hilarious that they're still putting a number on it, though. At a certain point, it's just like, be a little more creative. The Hunt for Gollum.
Okay.
Peter Jackson will be back. I believe Ian McKellen will be back. At least in a... I don't know if they have to deep fake him in any way. I'm not really sure. He might be a little too old.
He is
Andy Serkis is, of course, going to be Gollum. But, I mean, you're going to have Aragorn in that story. And Viggo Mortensen is very old for Aragorn. So I don't know how this is going to be. It's probably gonna be a lot like The Hobbit, but probably worse. Most likely. Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow. That's what the Superman movie should have been called, The Man of Tomorrow. But instead, we give it to Supergirl, which is based on the Tom King comic book, which sucked. Supergirl is a great character. Millie Alcock is a great actress. But this is going to be really bad source material and probably a bad vision anyways, so I'm sure it's going to suck. Toy Story 5. Didn't like the last one. I'm not really sure about this one.
Let's see. What was the fourth one? The third one was the
fourth one
good
was
one.
with badass.
Bo badass Bo.
Badass Bo. Yeah.
That was bad.
So I don't know. What are the toys up to this time? We'll see. One of them is probably gonna be gay,
right?
A gay toy somehow. Don't know what this is. Project Hail Mary. I guess that's the only thing on here that's original. The Odyssey, I guess, is kind of original, but it's not. So it's just an adaptation. As far as
he wrote Adam Weir wrote The Martian. With what's his name?
Yeah, Matt Damon. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know what this is going to be about. I don't know. Is it related to The Martian?
That's a good question.
Or is it its own thing?
Project Hail Mary.
So Andy Weir wrote the book?
Yeah, Andy Weir is the author.
The author. This kind of does look like a book cover, honestly.
But it is also space related, so but I don't know if it's it just says set in the near future, centers around a school teacher turned astronaut who wakes up from a coma afflicted with amnesia. And then he's 12 light years from Earth, I guess.
Oh,
So it could be interesting. I mean, The Martian was entertaining, so
I liked The Martian. Yeah.
yeah, it could be all right. It's starring Ryan Gosling and Sandra Huller. I don't know who
So
that
it's
is.
gonna be same acting presence as Blade Runner 2049, then probably.
Yeah. I want to
Interesting.
like him as an actor. Sometimes it's hard, but
I liked him in
the stuntman or
Free
Fall Guy.
Guy,
Fall
Fall
Guy.
Guy, Fall
Yeah,
Guy.
that was
I
a
liked
good
him
one.
in Fall Guy. I did like him in La La Land,
Mhm.
but that's about it. I don't know. I guess there's probably other stuff I like him in, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That actually sounds not bad. It could be good.
Yeah, we'll see. And then of course Fast 10 Part 2.
Got to get that juicy ending with Jason Momoa.
He's back. And Gal Gadot is back.
Everybody's back. They're just like,
Everybody's
you
just
get to come
alive.
back. You get to come back.
They should just do that with the Avengers. You know what? Forget everything. We're bringing them all back.
Yeah. Didn't actually die. The snap didn't actually kill him.
I don't know. I thought 2025 would be the last year of Slop. But it looks like another year of Slop is ahead.
Well, this could be residual Slop. Like it's just, it's like the last dying pangs of the Slop.
The sad thing is, though, it's just like it's going to be years and years and years. By the time we actually get good movies again, maybe we'll be like in our 40s or something.
Yeah.
I saw something. It was like movie theaters just can't figure out how to get people back in the movie, and they were trying all these different things. They're trying all these different experiences, and it's like, how about you lower prices, make them affordable,
True,
so that anybody can go see a movie, and you put good movies in theaters.
Well, I mean, I wonder if also part of the reason movie theater tickets are going up so much is because of all the streaming that you have. Because in order to get people into the door of the theater, you have to make up that revenue somehow because people are not coming as much because they can stream it.
Right. Yeah, streaming really has hurt a lot of entertainment. There's pros and cons. It's nice to have it, but
yeah,
it's like too much of a good thing, you know? I honestly like just having physical discs now and it's going to see things. I love going to the movie theater and you know,
the movie theater should be like all the the Marvel movies, okay, we won't talk about Star Wars movies, but like all these big, Warner Brother, Disney franchises, and then we should go back to like doing what Netflix did with Netflix originals, and stuff like that could come out on streaming services like Extraction and stuff like that,
Yeah. Yeah. And we wonder why cinema is dying. Yep. Yeah. Fast X2. How? Yeah, I'm not super stoked.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Jennifer Salke steps down as head of Amazon MGM Studios. So if you didn't know, she's been in charge of Amazon's MGM Studios for 7 years now. Which included a lot of crap that we've seen lately, including The Rings of Power, including Fallout, including Wheel of Time, including The Boys, all sorts of stuff she's been in charge of. And of course, I mentioned a little bit ago that she turned down a Conan series. So she's like the Kathleen Kennedy of Amazon. But she stepped down or got fired. It's hard to say. The news was just shared internally by Prime Video and Amazon MGM Studios head Mike Hopkins in a memo, which you can read below. Salke is seguing to a first look film and TV producing deal with the studio. She will not be replaced. Now that's very that's reassuring right there. She will not be replaced, with the head of studio role eliminated in a streamlined new structure. That's a good sign. Monopolies aren't a good thing.
Elon must have gotten to them. He was like, "You don't need this."
Yeah, you don't need this role. Make entertainment great again. We've decided to flatten our leadership structure a bit, Hopkins said, with the head of TV, Vernon Sanders, and head of film, streaming, and theatrical, Courtney Valenti, now reporting to him. We felt this was the best direction for our studio, which will now operate as distinct film and television studios. Sue Kroll also will continue in her role as head of global marketing. More restructuring will follow, with the chain of command for multiple other executives who reported to Salke up in the air. We will be taking a couple weeks to have thoughtful conversation with Jen's directs and others to finalize the ideal long-term structure for Amazon MGM Studios as a whole. And we'll also we'll have more to share on that work soon. So there you go. So that's good news. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Jennifer sulks away.
Yeah. So here's Salke's comments. As I've been considering my next chapter, I've always been searching for that moment where I was positive that our work had set up Amazon MGM Studios for even more success in the long term. When I look at the teams we put in place, our amazing leaders, and the incredible slate of films and shows we've got in the pipeline, I realize now is the moment. Now is the moment to jump ship. Because it's all going down.
Cue the I just got fired, but I'm gonna act like I'm moving on my own volition, leaving something beautiful behind and going to something beautiful ahead speech.
Probably, because nobody can deny how poorly Rings of Power did, and that is the most expensive television series of all time. Yeah. But at least it's actually happening in this case, unlike Lucasfilm, which kind of looks like
I know what you're talking about.
Galadriel.
Oh wait, no, that's not what I thought you were saying. But yeah, I can see that.
Who are you thinking?
Somebody from our past. I won't say their name online, but
oh, yeah, you're kind of right. Yeah. Anyways, so that's good news. Not going to change anything, probably, but I mean, it could. It definitely could. It's just like everything now. It's like good things happen, but nothing actually is affected by it.
Yeah.
It's just you can't fix sludge.
Yeah. It's the same crap, different person stepping in.
You keep eating junk food, diarrhea is going to keep coming out.
Speaking
You're never
of that,
getting at anything solid.
Was that one of you guys that sent that article about how the human centipede did better than Snow White?
I think so, yeah.
That is rough.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
A lot the notoriously bad live action Dragon Ball movie did slightly better than the Snow White. It's like a 1.8 out of 10 now on IMDb. That's rough.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty rough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Rachel Zegler for a while.
Yeah, I mean, did you see some of the cope from like she made a video fake cry, like really bad fake crying about talking about like some artwork at the Louvre was broken, but people kept lining up to go see it. It's like, even though despite my flaws, despite my brokenness, people are still gonna go see. No. And then she posted a video of her at a movie theater basically by herself with a friend filming it. And when when her name popped up on the screen, she's like, ah! She's like, oh my gosh! There's nobody else around them. It's like, oh my gosh,
That is so sad.
I know. You almost feel bad, but
Yeah,
she did this to herself.
Yeah.
Nerdrotic posted, I think his review. I think it was his review of Snow White at the beginning. It showed her. You know how actors and actresses, they'll like sometimes go to premieres and they'll like randomly pop up at a movie theater and like, nobody knows I'm here. And then they come out before the movie starts, you know, and they'll say, thank you for coming, all that. She did that. And the movie theater, I don't know if this was real or if it was just his editing, but they like pans to the audience and there's one guy just sitting there. And then like she's talking and then eventually he just gets up and leaves. I'm almost positive it was his edit.
It's probably fake, but
it
that's
was funny
so
nonetheless.
Yeah, watch. We'll get comments on this being like, of course it's fake, you idiot.
Yeah, right. I've been pretty bad about reposting clips here, but I'll get back into it. That's the only way we'll get those great people of the internet commenting. But yes, so ding dong, the witch is dead. There you go. And our final bit of news here as we kind of transition into Daredevil. We got a first look was leaked. Yeah, right. Of the new black suit, which finally has the double D's on the chest.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, looks pretty dope.
Yeah,
I actually really dig it. What a funny picture to post. But
yeah, that's he almost does look surprised, or so maybe it was a leak, but
I don't know. I saw other ones on this account. I don't know what this Daredevil updates account is.
Daredevil updates. They've just been waiting for Born Again to come out. Like, finally, we can post.
Yes. Where was it? Okay, so here was some other stuff. It kind of looks a little staged, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this? Pose a little bit, Matt. Okay, all right, Charlie, do this. But regardless, it looks cool. It's just
it does look cool.
Nobody's watching in this anymore, so nobody's talking about this show anymore. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It could be good. It could get better. Who knows? So,
I mean, I guess he is blind, so it makes sense that he didn't see somebody taking the picture. So.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, who's there? You want to take a picture of me right now?
I heard the camera flash.
I will say he does a really good job of convincing you that he's blind, to the point where like I'll see him in interviews and I'm like, are you blind? Are you?
That is funny.
He does nail that. But all right, so episodes 5 and 6 came out simultaneously last week. Episode 5, I've been rewatching them every week to kind of remember what happens, but I couldn't do it. I just didn't feel like it. But we get our favorite MCU character reappearance, Kamala Khan's dad.
Oh my gosh, that was so dumb. It's like we're spending this entire interaction just being like, hey, this is you know who. This is you know who.
They even introduced him that way. They waited to show his face like it's a big reveal. It's like, dude, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Oh my gosh, the stupid Funko Pop. They had to show a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's like somebody who got less than 3% of the Democratic vote. Democrats didn't even care about her. You think we're going to care about her dad?
Oof. He's out of line, but he's right. Yeah. So we kind of got this filler episode that was supposed to kind of be like a typical bank heist episode. So the hero is there and the bank robbers come in and they have this plan, and then the police come and they got to work with them. But in this case, we got a girl boss, police captain or whatever, and her move is
funny one.
Oh yes, hilarious.
Yeah.
That was really bad acting. I just she didn't hit and nail any of that. Just a bad actress altogether. But her first thing that she said was, "You're either gonna come out in handcuffs or a body bag." Like, that's probably not the smartest thing to say to a guy who has like 30 hostages or whatever with guns pointing at them. Like, if you're supposed to be this person in charge with all this experience, you probably would not start off by saying that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of silly and stupid and cringy. And I probably would have more to say about it if I rewatched it, but I didn't want to. The main, their plan sucked. I'll just say this. Their plan really sucked because they pretended like they had an escape plan, but they didn't really. Like, I'm not sure what they think would have happened.
Right. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, thinking like, okay, they have some twist where they're gonna have an alternate escape route other than the vehicle. But nope.
Right. No, they didn't. And I thought the whole dialogue around the boss said to do this. The boss knows what he's talking. The boss is. It's like, you guys sound like dumb goons from like a kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
Like it was like an episode of BTAS, but not anywhere near as good. Like they're goons. They're goons. They don't know they're stupid. And they tried to play them off as these smart intelligence. Like the main guy had a plan all along, and his plan really did suck. It wasn't really much of a plan. But his was not the only bad plan. Freaking Matt was pretty stupid in this too, I thought. Just kind of walking in, and there were multiple times where it's like they probably would have shot you. You're kind of lucky they didn't.
Right.
Like, after he got the jewel and just kind of strolled on in and didn't think that they might pop him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a hostage scenario. Why would they not be like, "What are you doing?" and then just shoot you? Like, you went off with their guys and then you come back alone, or with the other guy. That would never happen.
I was also half expecting Kamala's dad to be in on it.
Wait, I accidentally turned my volume down. What'd you say?
Oh, I said I was half expecting Kamala's dad to be in on it. Like, I knew that there was somebody on the inside. I didn't expect it to be that girl. And also,
that then went nowhere.
Right. It would have actually been better if he did give the diamond to her instead.
You know what? It was like they tried so hard to make it like an Ocean's 11 moment where they open the bag and nothing's there. The doo-doo. It's like Daredevil got it all. It's like, shut up. Yeah. So that was really a pointless plot point because she played no role in it at all.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I guess she was one of them, but it doesn't matter anymore because she didn't get the diamond.
Right.
Kamala's dad didn't question that this random blind guy. Again, this goes along with everybody just kind of, it seems like everybody knows he's Daredevil and is okay with it, even though they don't. Like, A blind guy just attacked a bunch of dudes, is fighting these guys, and could crack a safe open like it
Right.
was nothing. An uncrackable case or vault. You're not going to question that at all. And then he comes back later and they're just having to chat like old friends. It's like, what? He's not going to be like, oh, you're Daredevil. Are you actually blind?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have like a million questions.
He's just an everyday, ordinary hero. Not just a man of the people.
I'm just a good lawyer. Shut up. That line was only good in No Way Home. You cannot reuse that line.
Oh, I forgot that was in No Way Home. Huh.
Yeah. I'm just a good lawyer. I knew he was going to say that too. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. That was so stupid. That was a bad episode altogether. I'm not sure why it was in there. It just kind of was shoved in there. So we got that episode, and then we got episode 6. And it got a little bit better in episode 6. I will say there were some good parts. I liked the Muse fight a lot. You know, it was great to see Daredevil back. It was great to see Fisk beating the crap out of some dude.
Yeah.
Like full double fists, everything. That was great.
Yeah. It was really cool to see the two fights side by side, seeing like both of them back at their normal activities.
Right. But leading up to that was pathetic.
Yeah.
Of course, the worst part about it was freaking Matt. Well, okay. Matt is just, I can't remember if it was this episode. Maybe I'm confusing
the
it.
little girl.
No. And before we get to that, I think he was just being like really dumb. With, I guess it's kind of a culmination. He's such a yes man about everything, and he just lets stupid people convince him they're right. His girlfriend is one of them. The little girl is one of them,
AKA Shakira. She looks like Shakira.
She does look like Shakira. That's true. And freaking Leroy is also one of them. Man, I just want some desserts, man, and I want to go home. You're right.
The system's
I'm
against
sorry.
me.
Yeah, you're right. They
I'm
are
justified.
Racist. Shut up, Leroy. Anyways, all these different things happening. And then this episode, of course, we get the little girl strolls in, doesn't even knock, isn't polite at all. He's clearly in a business meeting, and she just comes in and he's like, oh, yeah, of course, just come on. We'll pick this up later. And she's like, you need to do something. Like, he's not some blind defense lawyer. Again, like, what do you mean he needs to do something? Do you know he's Daredevil or something? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then he says,
So
I
stupid.
can't do anything.
I'm
like,
blind.
yeah, duh. And she's like, well, F you, basically. And I'm going to go do it myself. And he's like, oh, she's right. Shut up, man. No, she's not.
Yeah, she's
It's
a whiny
so
little brat.
Stupid. It's like the show is just itching. It's like they're like, oh, we need to do Born Again, so we need to get like all these different reasons why he needs to come back as Daredevil. But they kind of forgot the whole character of Matt Murdock and everything else. It's like they just forgot
And Foggy.
the rules of this universe.
I mean, Foggy, I guess, was the
common sense, really.
Original reason he stopped, but it could have also been the reason to start up again.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, again, season 3. I know you haven't gotten to that point yet, but that was a much better way of better reason for him to stop being Daredevil. But he didn't really stop being Daredevil. He stopped wearing the costume because he didn't like what it represented anymore. But it was a much better journey for him to come back to being Daredevil than whatever this crap is. This is a lot, or arguably a lot bigger of a reason. His best friend dies. He couldn't stop it. All this stuff, right? What makes him come back is this little girl. I don't even know what she really did. She just kind of yells at him.
She made a blind man
feel bad about not doing anything. And you know what he says? F it. That's the big line of him becoming Daredevil again. F it. Screw my whole reason for stop being Daredevil anymore. Screw Foggy's death and memory and everything. F it. I'm just gonna be Daredevil again because this little girl said you need to do better, Senator.
You do better.
This is so pathetic.
Gosh.
But it did lead to the better parts of this series. So F it, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Any reason, I suppose, to get him back as Daredevil. Muse was I like Muse. I like that he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Kind
He's
of
creepy.
mysterious. He's creepy. In the comics, he's like, I don't know if he has powers, but he has like Daredevil can't predict his moves.
Hmm.
And so he's hard for him to fight because he can't predict what he's going to do. It didn't appear like that was happening in this because he could tell what he's doing. Because he obviously beat him in a fight, but maybe it's just Muse was caught off guard or something. I don't know. So we'll see where that kind of goes. But yeah, that dumb girl got herself into that situation. So stupid.
Yeah.
I need to see my Tio. My Tio wouldn't want me in school. He'd want me to go out and fight, getting justice, finishing his work. Shut up. You are 12.
Yeah. I highly doubt that.
And again, it's so dumb. It's like you want this defense lawyer to be an investigator or a detective. Like, what are you asking him to do exactly?
Here, let me go into criminal territory.
Sorry, are you the murderer? You stole my line. Yeah. It's so dumb. It was the dumbest reason for him to be Daredevil again. But whatever. Yeah. Here we are. The Fisk stuff this episode was kind of silly with the whole like
Luca.
Well, the murals and everything. Like the blood, like the whole Muse thing.
Yeah.
It was all about the Muse stuff.
Right.
I'm so sick and tired of that stupid Gen Z intern, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's getting old fast.
Fisk should have like crushed his head.
Yeah. And then told the girl, "You're next if you don't do what I say now." But all right, listen, I'm actually a genius businessman. I've been 10 steps ahead of this operation all along, which he might be because he's playing Vanessa too. He is keeping his cards close. Who knows what's going to happen here? But some of the stuff he said is pretty stupid and pathetic. He sounds like a dimension-riddled old man here. I don't want to do that. Why do we have to meet with these people?
Yeah.
I was kind of vibing with him last episode when we built this city, and he's just like, I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel right now about this show.
The whole thing with the Luca thing pisses me off, but maybe they're just trying to show that like he is working on controlling his temper for the long game. But I mean, the way that he was disrespected, he should have smashed his face in.
I'm not gonna fire you.
No, I'm talking not the Gen Z or the other guy who was like, I'm not paying your money back.
Oh yeah. The guy from Hawkeye. They're from Hawkeye. The freaking jumpsuit guy or what's that gang called?
I forgot
the ones that Echo's dad was involved with. What is that gang called? The
Tracksuit Mafia?
Tracksuit mob or Mafia, yeah, whatever they're called. Tracksuit gang.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the guys from Hawkeye that he kind of took over the whole gang.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, I forgot all about that show.
Yeah. I don't remember much of it either. So yeah, I don't know. we'll see. We got 3 more episodes, including tonight. Maybe it'll get better. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's hard to say. It's just been terrible writing. And every time you think something like it's getting good, then you hear that people start speaking and there's dialogue and you're like, "Oh, yeah. This is Disney. I forgot." They still really haven't kind of fleshed out Cherry's character or Kirsten's character or whatever, Kristen.
McDuffie.
Yeah. They haven't fleshed out those characters. They were literally just step-ins for Foggy and Karen, and they're just kind of there now. I have heard Karen's back this episode, though, tonight.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, I mean, I know they killed Foggy, but are they also just getting rid of Karen altogether, too? But
who knows? Yeah, if Foggy comes back, and he probably will, the beginning of the show will be even worse. Somehow.
Yeah.
So this is all stupid and pointless.
Matt's gonna train the little girl to be Daredevil or Little
Devil. Yeah, Little Devil. Sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Elektra comes back alive and she becomes Daredevil, because she does. That happens in the comics. So wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens, or she becomes, she just takes over as basically the woman Daredevil like Elektra did. Why not?
Yeah.
Just ruin it so we don't have to vaguely like it.
Gosh.
Just ruin it all, let it all burn. Yeah. I would say episode 5 was probably the worst episode. And episode 6 might be the best episode so far.
Really? I don't know. Maybe the end. I guess maybe the end makes up for it, but the
higher highs. The end of that episode and the conversation with Frank Castle were the only good things in this season. That's it. And Frank's coming back to this episode as well, I think. So we'll get some Punisher.
He's got to get his girlfriend an interview with her. So.
His girlfriend? Wait, what?
Yeah, Shakira was like, "Oh, I want to interview with Frank Castle."
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, was that this episode or was that a couple episodes ago? I can't remember.
It was one of these two. Well, it must have been episode 6 because he was in the bank all of 5. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I texted Flash. He said he might join here, but we're always they're singing right now. Okay. Never mind. Shoot.
There is singing in the multiverse. So, yep, bad show, but we'll see. Maybe there's some good redeeming parts. I guess we'll find out if they can. At least they're not like wrapping it up where he comes back as Daredevil for the first time and like in the finale or something. That would be very disappointing. But
yeah, I mean, dang, I wish. I don't want to spoil it. Do you care if I spoil one thing about season 3?
Go ahead. It'll probably be a long time until I see it.
He never actually wears the Daredevil suit in that season. He wears the black mask the entire season.
Oh.
Somebody else wears the suit. I won't say who. But yeah, that was the most disappointing thing about the original show is it's Daredevil born again, basically. But he doesn't stop. He just doesn't want to wear the costume anymore. And by the end, he finally accepts that he's Daredevil again. and then it's like, well, there's nothing else now. So, to be fair though, I think it got canceled. So there might have was supposed to be a season 4, but we never got it, sadly. He said 30 seconds. He's joining. Countdown to 30 seconds. Here we go. I guess in the meantime, I don't have it pulled up here, but John Boyega. There's some controversy around John Boyega in the news. I can't remember exactly what he said, but somewhere along the lines of Star Wars is too white, and Star Wars fans don't want black people. All they care about is black people as sidekicks. If they're main characters at all, that's BS. It's like, okay, freaking Darth Vader is played by James Earl Jones.
Right.
Freaking Mace Windu is one of the best characters in Star Wars. And
Lando Calrissian.
Not to mention, we all wanted freaking Finn to be the main character
to be Force sensitive
in the sequels.
Yes. Oh,
we
dude,
were
when I
for
saw
you.
that trending this morning, I was just furious.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. By the way.
Hello.
Hi.
The whole idea of freaking a stormtrooper going rogue was amazing. That was the best idea they came up with.
Yep.
No,
like,
but
don't blame the fans.
Daisy Ridley is saying like, no, you have to make people feel guilty while I, step into the spotlight.
Yeah, it's like, don't blame the fans for Disney or Ryan Johnson or who's the other knucklehead?
Jar Jar?
Michael Bay. Who did for number 1 and 3, or I guess
Jar Jar Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. Yeah. Yeah, like, don't blame the fans for their choices. Kathleen Kennedy, like, the Force is female. Like, how is that on the fans? I literally don't understand how he possibly could think to blame the fans.
Because that's all they can do.
Yep.
That's all they have to blame, because they all know it's their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Yep.
We were just about to wrap up, but
I'm sorry.
We
went on a walk and then led straight into bedtime. I thought I was going to have time in between, but no.
Yeah, we weren't going to talk about John Boyega, but since we were waiting, we decided to talk about it. But we just wrapped up our Daredevil discussion. So, what are your thoughts?
I haven't watched 5 and 6 yet because I'm just so nervous that it's going to drop off a cliff.
It
sounds like it's going to drop off a cliff.
It's one of those where, as much as I disliked,
watch it, I don't have to be disappointed.
As much as I dislike the other episodes, episode 5 was by far the worst.
Is that the one where you were talking? I pulled up the broadcast to see if you guys were still rolling about 10 minutes ago, and you were talking about the niece or whatever. Is that in episode 5 or is that episode 6?
6.
Yeah.
Okay. But 5 is worse.
5 is worse.
5 is worse.
So yeah, definitely watch them. But
what was your take on the scene with him and Punisher in episode 4?
I liked it, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good scene.
But again, that and the end of this last episode were the only good things in this show so far. It was really good.
End of episode 6.
Yeah, the end. I mean, we see Daredevil, so he's fighting.
Oh, in his black outfit with the double red.
Just the regular red one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Fisk is fighting too. We see Fisk fighting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we get to see some of the good stuff. But
I liked the conversation with Punisher.
I liked it a lot.
Oh, it was
John Bernthal
gritty.
is a great actor.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just like, this is the raw.
Mm-hmm.
This is the good dialogue that we miss from the original series, that we're missing in this show.
Yeah.
Desperately.
Did we talk about the Doomsday cast announcement at all?
Yes. Yeah.
The chairs.
The 5-hour chair stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
This is gonna be
not much happening there, but at the same time, a lot is happening there.
Yeah.
A lot of nobodies. They're bringing back
Apparently,
freaking
the
Namor.
Eternals are not returning at all.
Who
Is what I
knows?
heard. I heard that
Because
they're not ever going to return.
again, did Deadpool and Wolverine haven't been announced. Doctor Strange has not been announced. Chris Evans was rumored to be in it. He has not been announced.
Mm-hmm.
The other Spider-Man said they weren't going to be it, but they're probably going to be in it. Maybe Secret Wars. Who knows? Maybe
You
Secret
think they
Wars.
pulled back in them? They pulled them back in for more member berries.
I could see for Secret Wars for sure.
Mm,
It would make sense
probably.
because that's the multiverse thingy.
Yeah,
Not the
like,
original
wait.
Secret Wars, which is the original Secret Wars was just all the heroes of the X-Men and the Avengers plus villains got transported to Battle World.
Yeah.
But so that was a really great event. But the new one was the crossover between Earth 616, which is the main Marvel universe, and the Ultimate Universe. I think it was the Ultimate Universe, where Miles Morales was basically.
Did you see they announced
all one big thing just to get Miles Morales into the main universe?
Of course. Did you see they announced the next Into the Spider-Verse movie today? I can't tell if it's real or fake because it's April Fool's Day. I'm pretty sure it's real though.
I'm pretty sure it is because it's CinemaCon this week. That's where all these announcements are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I saw some stills for it. But yeah, I think it was a legit thing. Whatever. I'll see it.
It's the Sydney. Now that I think about it, was the Sydney Sweeney announcement real?
I don't know. I think that was yesterday. So yes.
Oh, maybe that was yesterday. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney and Gundam.
Is single.
And she's single, and
she's in Gundam.
Potentially going to star in Gundam. That's hysterical.
That is funny.
Yes. So all you nerds out there, maybe you'll have a chance. Who knows?
Oh man.
Yeah. The last Spider-Verse movie had a terrible ending. It was so bad. The worst cliffhanger ever.
I'm trying to remember that now.
It was basically it was like they should have ended 5 minutes earlier than they did.
Oh,
and they had the fake variant Miles who's evil.
Yeah.
And
who's the Prowler?
He's the Prowler in his universe, yeah. Yep. That movie was okay. It was just not as good as the first one.
Right. They never.
And again, it's just I'm so tired of Miles Morales.
Did you see that Tom Hardy came out and said that like a Venom Spider-Man crossover got as close to becoming real as it possibly could, and then at the last minute something stopped it, or politics. Studio politics stopped it from happening, but they were about to have a Venom Tom Holland crossover.
Well, yeah, I mean the Venom symbiote was left in the MCU at the end of Venom 2.
Yeah.
So,
but I guess that was like their lead up to it, and then studio politics got in the way, and them actually paying that off. So, I like Tom Hardy's Venom. I still need to see Venom 3.
I do too, and 3 was hilariously stupid, but honestly a fun movie. It was so bad, but I loved it. Like I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
But it was terrible movie.
That was Noel, right?
Yeah, again, a big thing that it's like stop leading up to something big anymore.
Sony, you're not
Marvel
gonna follow through.
needs to start all over. Yeah, Sony needs to I don't know what to tell Sony. But Marvel needs to just start all over again, recast everybody, stick to the characters that made you money back in the day.
Dude,
and
I'm
DC
like Ironheart. This is like so stupid.
DC needs to stop before it starts and get rid of James Gunn. That's all. Warner Brothers needs to figure their crap out and actually take care of all the amazing properties they own.
Yep. Dude, so when they announced
don't cast
Ironheart,
the guy for Snape either. You still have time.
Absolutely not. Or Meryl Streep.
Oh my gosh, for
freaking
Narnia.
Aslan.
That's Disney.
I know that's not Warner Bros. Yeah. But no, I was gonna say, like, when they released the still images for Ironheart and said that like the trailers drop in soon or whatever, there was some fan complaining about the fact that they basically just ripped off Iron Man and made him black and a chick. And someone was like, everyone complains all the time about these original characters
I
of
saw this,
color, and here is an original character of color and you don't like her. And they're like, are you
Excuse me?
joking? Original
I'm
character?
kinda
They
retarded.
literally just ripped off Iron Man.
The iron is in the name, and
Yeah.
she really has the mask, the Iron Man
Yep.
mask. So, or a copy
Not
of
an
it.
original character.
Literally, the whole point is to replace Iron Man.
Yep.
Pick up a comic book and read it if you're gonna say something like that.
Yeah. It's just, I'm not excited for team up movies anymore because 80% of the leading characters are females now.
Well, that's what I was saying about
Well,
Doomsday.
all the women are complaining that there's not enough women in Doomsday, and they're like, frickin' the Mary Sue. They wrote an article about it. We should have actually gone through it, but it was hilarious. They're basically like, do we have to go back to the days where we have to be thankful for representation?
Oh my
It's like,
gosh.
shut up.
It's like, do we have
And
to
it's like,
remind
Shut up!
you?
Shut up,
Cue
bitch.
the
Yeah.
rock gif.
Yeah. It's like, guys. And then they say like, oh, the Russo brothers never actually liked women anyways in their movies. It's like, what are you talking about?
Jeez Louise. Yeah. I'm not excited about a team up movie anymore.
I'm not excited
It's just
for any
gonna
of
be
these things, 'cause
Captain
at the end of the
Marvel
day,
or Captain Carter.
at the end of the day, I don't want more women representation because it's not a woman's brand. It's a boy's brand, men's brand.
Mhm.
Star Wars, Marvel, comic books. Women can like those things, of course. But
Mhm.
the characters within them are primarily men because it's men that enjoy these
Primarily
things
focused towards men. Yes.
Yeah. We like
Well,
superheroes.
so-
We like
And that's why the
violence
female
and
characters
fighting
are
and-
hot.
You
in
like
the
to
comics,
aspire to
not because
something.
women want hot female
Right.
characters, obviously.
Well, and it's one of those things too. So I got to be very careful how I say this so I don't come off as sexist. But it is fairly scientific. It is at least not scientific fact, but let's just say it is noticeable if you study things that women have a hard time putting, like, imagining something that's not the case, right? Like, for example, if you ask a woman, how
Women
would you
blow
feel
things out of
if you
proportion.
listen, how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning? A vast majority of women would be like, well, I did have breakfast this morning. And it's like, okay, but like, how would you feel if you didn't? But I did. It's like, put you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so when you say statements like comic books are mostly or mainly for men, they'll be like, well, I know a girl who likes a comic book.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That doesn't make my statement untrue, because one woman that you know who likes comic books does not negate the fact that they are mainly geared towards men. So that's the problem with over representation of women, is that you're trying to appease the loud women who are like, well, I like comic books, so that means we need to have representation of women equally, because I want representation equally because I like comic books.
Yeah, they can't understand correlation. If sales are going down because you're making your comic books and movies and television series more geared towards women, that does not mean that everybody out here is sexist or racist. It means that it's not the primary target audience.
Right.
Maybe go to school and learn about marketing and sales.
Yep. It's also, to tie it into our worldview too, it's partially why, in my opinion, the church is failing in this country is because they have made church way too female focused, where
Well,
God
pandering
is
in general, yeah.
yeah, well, and they always portray God as like, daddy God, and like best friend, and like, women bond knee to knee, right? And all the worship, and look, I love a lot of the worship songs that have come out, but it's like all the worship songs are like, God, you're so I'm trying to think of the exact way that it was put, but it's
You're
like
so
overly
good. You're so
flowery,
good. You're so
feminine,
good.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, whereas men
The rich
bond
text is
shoulder to
gone.
shoulder,
Yeah.
and it's no longer geared towards men at all, or it's overly masculine. It's like, oh, her bearded lumberjack, men's retreat. So it's like they almost go too far the other way. So
Well, yeah,
it's
they're not
just
meeting the needs of either gender in a way,
yes,
and by trying to make it
too contextual,
diverse
too
and
specific.
equitable. It's like,
Yeah.
no, there are differences between men and women. The Bible calls those things out, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to preach to men, and you need to preach to all sinners the same way, but men and women have different
Yeah.
But
sins
it's
and
also
struggles.
about it's also about just preaching what the actual word is, or singing about God himself
Mm-hmm.
Right.
rather
That
than
is
trying
that's the problem with the songs. Yeah.
right with
Yeah.
the songs. Yeah. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter like who's singing it. The subject of it is God.
Right.
You're trying to draw emotion out of the lyrics rather than letting the lyrics draw emotion out of you themselves.
That's
You're trying
very
so
wise.
hard to make them
Very wise
emotional.
way to put it.
I mean, that's like, think about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
every time we grew up going to like worship conferences and all these things, everybody's bawling their eyes out, and you're like, why? Like, besides the point of like, I know Jesus loves me, why is everybody so emotional? And
So
it's like,
I'll
and if you
push
ask
back a
people
little
why,
bit on that, because not that I generally cry in public, but I do get emotional listening to worship music in my
yeah,
car, because I love singing, right? So it's like, for me, that is like a very I feel very close to God in worship when it's musically focused. So I'll push back
yeah,
a
that's
little bit on that, but
again,
I definitely, yes, I
that's fine.
understand what you're saying. Yes, it is where it's like, when you're trying to draw emotion out through the lyrics just
Yeah,
for the sake of drawing emotion
exactly.
out, it's not real.
If you are, if you're legitimately crying because you are finding the lyrics are hitting you a certain way, and it's humbling you, or you realize this is my life, you find
It reminds you of your sin and like
yeah,
how
it
bad
Mm-hmm.
draws you
we
back to
are.
Christ. That is humbling, and it brings emotion out of you. But if it's simply, God, we love you, it's like just that over and over and over
Mm-hmm.
again. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I know that.
Right.
Why are we crying right now?
Yeah.
Or even
I can't.
something just like raising your hands in church. If I mean, if somebody wants to raise their hands, that's fine. I'm not going to judge anybody for raising their hands. But
Oh
in
yeah.
my mind, you can easily slip into one, ooh, I'm raising my hands, like maybe people will see me raising my hands and think I'm
Mm-hmm.
more spiritual. Or you could be like,
A lot of those people.
or you could be like, oh man, like I feel self-conscious about raising my hands. Like I want to raise my hands to praise God, but I feel self-conscious. And then you're not thinking about the words anymore anyways. You're thinking
That
about
was
what
Right.
people
me.
think
I
of
was
you.
like, well, I should be doing this because everyone else is doing it, and I'm like, but I look stupid doing it. But I'm just like, and then I'm not, yeah, and then I'm like doing this weird juggle thing, and I'm like, what am I doing? That's 100% true.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
just picture you doing that. I've never been a hand raiser, and it's because
No,
I feel
yeah.
self-conscious, so I'm like, I'm just not gonna do it. It's like,
Yeah, and
even in the times where it's like I do like feel so led, where it's like, okay, yes, like I just want to lift my hands in praise, I just feel too self-conscious about it, so I'm like, look, I just kind of made the decision that I think that's just not for me. So
Right. But anyways, This has been
Anyways,
gone off
this
the rails
has
a bit.
been Religion Minute with the Talking Nerds.
Religious nerds.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how we got to this.
We were talking about women making comic books about them, and then I brought up the church.
Basically, there's too much emotion, estrogen going
Yes,
in here.
exactly.
In entertainment, we need to cut that out. No,
More masculinity, more Top Gun.
The point
More
is,
Tom
the point is,
Cruise.
masculinity should be masculine and femininity should be feminine, and
Yep.
that's great. That's the way it should be, because both are amazing, and both can be done very, very well. But when you try to make women masculine and men feminine, it just doesn't work. It naturally is wrong, and it's broken.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're cooked, essentially. Nothing's ever going to be good anymore because the world's only going to get worse and more twisted. So, look for the good things out there. Don't look for big companies to save entertainment anymore. But yeah, anyways, Marvel should if they were to do something better, Marvel should just recast and start over. Get rid of Kevin Feige. Listen to Rob Liefeld's podcast. He's spot on. This is the creator of Deadpool. He's got some great insight and commentary on this, on everything going on. James Gunn needs to go before. I mean, I heard rumors of how Superman, basically the plot of Superman, and it doesn't sound good at all.
Oh boy.
So yeah.
You
We'll
heard
see if those are true.
Blade is potentially canned too at Marvel?
Blade's canned, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll just go ahead and believe that.
We're never gonna see the Jon Snow payoff either, which I'm disappointed about because I like that actor.
I watched like a 30-minute video of all the scenes, end credit scenes that aren't going anywhere ever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, that's right.
The 10 rings with the
10
signal.
rings. Yep, all that. Why was Wong everywhere? We'll never know.
I'll never tell.
So yeah, I'll never tell. The only thing, again, we talked about Spider-Man Brand New Day earlier with all the controversy.
Okay, do we also
naming
believe,
of that movie?
Do we believe that's also real? Because it also came out today.
No, that came out today, or that came out. I guess it did come out today. I believe that's real, but
okay.
I said this earlier, but just quick recap. That's a sequel to one of the worst Spider-Man comics. Actually, the worst, infamously the worst. One More Day. I remembered it this time, which is, yeah, basically destroys Peter's character, MJ, and him, everything. And so, Brand New Day was the follow-up to that. It was kind of like a retcon for Spider-Man. So that's the naming of this movie.
Well,
but the only thing I've actually heard that actually does sound cool is Punisher, John Bernthal's Punisher, and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, Savage Hulk, the real Hulk, the Hulk from that we used to have, not Smart Hulk, are going to be back and mind controlled by some character, a female villain, I've heard, that is going to mind control them. Basically, Spider-Man has to fight Punisher and the Hulk.
Okay, that would be cool.
Sounds like pretty cool.
Professor X's sister.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, what's her name?
Cassandra Cain.
Yep.
No, sorry, that's Cassandra Cain. That's that's
that's
Batgirl.
Yeah, the Batgirl in the wheelchair.
Cassandra Nova. That's her name. Yeah, Cassandra Nova.
Dude, speaking of Batman in a wheelchair, I love that mod that you could do for the Batman Arkham Asylum games where you can play as Batman
in a wheelchair and he's like hopping pipes and everything, flipping bad guys with his
it's
hilarious.
Funny.
That's funny.
I know.
No, look, I mean, I hope it's good. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I just have zero faith for anything until they start to show otherwise. So.
Yep. And
And
once
also,
again,
did you talk? But this is also kind of tangentially. I don't know if you guys saw some article came out by somebody where they were like, "Why is no one going to the movies anymore? It's so crazy. Movie theaters are dying." And it's like, well, it's $30 for a ticket. So for a
Yeah.
family, like, or $30 per person once you buy popcorn and drinks and all that. So for a family of four, that's $120 to go to the movie theater when it'll be on a streaming service in 6 weeks. Yeah, I think I'll just wait 6 weeks.
or a month, or Mickey 17 is already on streaming service.
Good Lord.
Which one?
I think you can buy it on Prime or something like that.
Which is so dumb. It's like, what am I paying for streaming services for if then I have to go buy it again?
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
So
Quentin
it's like-
Tarantino was talking about like movies were not meant to be the opera or this big expensive deal. It was meant for the working man and everybody else to be able to go see a movie, to be able to afford to go see a movie. It's supposed to be affordable for everybody.
Yep.
And it's not anymore. And
Well,
to
and
top it
everyone's
off,
pushing
just
like subscription services too, and it's like, oh yeah, if you join our AMC club, you can get a free
I know.
movie ticket every month or whatever. It's like, I don't want to join a subscription service.
I did the AMC A-list last year, so you could see up to 3 movies a week. Now it's actually 4 movies a week, or something
For
like
how
that.
much?
It's like $22 a month, and you could, so like it was worth it if you
if
could
you went
see
at
3
least
movies a week.
once, or even 3 movies a month, $7 a ticket. That's not bad.
Right. Yes, 3 movies a month. Yeah, I mean 2 movies a month at this point, I think would be fine.
That's not even bad.
10
Yeah,
bucks,
$11, $10, $11. That's not bad.
So, yeah, it was reasonable. You got free upgrades to large popcorn and large drink. You got all these bonus benefits, discounts, free popcorn on your birthday, all sorts of stuff. But so the thing itself was worth it, but then it got to the point where it's like, I'm literally seeing every stupid movie I could possibly see just to make
it worth it. Yeah.
The movies that I would never go see in theaters.
Right.
And it's like, ugh. And then I saw the movies coming out this year, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
No thanks.
So I canceled it. And I was paying for both Gracie and myself, so it's $40 a month.
Oh yeah,
for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
So it was just like, ugh, no.
I mean, that's so like my wife and I, that was our date, right? We would go to the movies practically,
we love going to
practically
movies. Yeah.
once a week, right? When we were dating, that was our date night, was going to the movies. So that's
it's
fair.
tragic. So we're finding new ways to do it. There's this movie theater in Naperville that it's called Hollywood Palms or something like that. And it's basically, it's set up really old school, kind of like, it's like a set from Universal Studios kind of. And you go in, it's like a forest, and it's got a big Jurassic Park type doors that say Hollywood Studios. They got the Hollywood sign and mountains. They got movie posters from decades and decades of film. Each movie theater has its own theme. So there's like a Chinese theme or Oriental one. There's like an Egyptian one. There's like a Indiana Jones themed one. So each Jaws. So each one has their own theme and everything, and there's stuff all over the walls and posters that fit that genre. It's really cool, and it's a dine-in theater as well. So yeah, it's a fun way. It's expensive, but it's a fun way to go to the movies. The only thing I would say that could improve it is if they only showed old movies instead of current movies. But
yeah, or like 50-50.
Right. Yes.
Well, like with everything being digital nowadays, I can't imagine it would be that hard to like swap out movies all the time.
Right. I mean, AMC does old movies all the time. That's the one thing I do like about AMC.
You know, Naperville was voted best place in the United States to live, best city.
I did see that.
That's cool.
It's super expensive, but yeah.
Yeah.
Naperville was number 1. The Woodlands, which is near where I live, was number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Naperville's got a lot of good restaurants too. A ton of good restaurants. But yeah, so we go to that occasionally, and it's far enough where it's like you can't go all the time, but you know, when you want to go on a date,
nice date,
make the trek.
Yep.
But yeah. So I was gonna say even DC though, like, we're not even gonna get Batman in DC until after Matt Reeves' Batman is done. So
Mm.
we're probably all going to be in our 40s by the time Batman actually appears in the DC universe.
They haven't officially killed off the Batman 2 yet?
Nope, Batman 2 and 3 are happening, and
Oh.
Penguin Season 2 and Clayface. So they're trudging ahead with all of that. Apparently there's some stuff with Matt Reeves, like he might be going a little cuckoo. So I won't
Heath
spread
Ledger,
rumors,
the Joker?
but I don't know. Some weird stuff is coming out about him.
Stared into the abyss for too long. It started staring back.
I don't know. But most of it's rumors, so I don't really want to spread anything, but some weird stuff. So
yeah. Well,
we'll
Hollywood's full of weird stuff. So
yep. So anyways, that's all I've got for today. Go away now. No. Yeah, that's all we got though.
Cool.
So next week is episode 7, Daredevil, and Bluey will be back.
Hey.
And then the following week will be off because Bick's wife is having a child, and I will probably be going to the hospital after that to see this said child. So it might happen on the day of the podcast. So
whatever. I'll talk later about that.
Who knows?
I was about to say, are you inducing or
no?
Yeah, natural.
So,
yeah,
we'll see if it actually happens. We have no idea.
My wife was the whole 9 days late or something like that, 10 days late. So you never know.
Yeah, that's true. So we may or may not be podcasting the week of the 14th. So we'll keep you updated. But anyways, 3 more weeks of Daredevil, and then nothing basically until Thunderbolts. So
yep,
definitely be doing some gaming nights here and there, and possibly
I need to turn my Xbox on and get it updated and set up Borderlands or Ark, either or.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to play Ark, so
I think you would love Ark.
I don't want to get into a game like that that I have to invest so much time into.
That's true. Borderlands is a lot easier to pick up and play
because I have too many games to play. I can't afford to do that. So, but yeah,
my son is getting very into dinosaurs right now, and it's always entertaining when my wife is like, How do you know all these dinosaurs? I'm like, funnily enough, Ark. Video game.
Yes.
So that's funny.
Go follow us on Twitter. Biggie5547, Bluey54, Buffalo Bick, talking_nerds. Go check out our Discord in the link in the description. Join us when we do that movie night, which honestly probably will be happening here in the next month or so. I think we're going to be watching Ghost Rider. You can join us potentially. I don't know. We got to sort that out. We don't want any weirdos with us in Discord. So
way to gatekeep.
We will see. We got to keep our echo chamber not echoey.
Yeah.
Yes. So but yeah. Like and subscribe. Hopefully I'll get some clips out there too. So you don't have to, if you don't want to watch the full episode, you can watch individual clips, and we can get I can get made fun of in the YouTube comments section. Can't wait for my reading ability. I was homeschooled. No, I can read. Just sometimes there's words that I've never used before in my life.
Words are hard.
Yes, words are hard. But anyways, that's all we got for today, folks. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Peace.
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.